almost tedious. Hello everyone, Fluffy Platinum here. I hope you are doing well. Today I wanted to talk about the idol community, my experiences, and why I'm graduating as an idol. As courtesy, I will offer you a trigger warning. We may be talking about self-harm and suicide, as well as potentially other less common triggers. As you may or may not have heard, I will be retiring as an idol. I just said that. But why? To answer that, I decided to make a video talking about everything that made me lead to this decision. The first thing I'd like to start with is a little disclaimer. I kindly request of you to not go harassing anyone who participates in idol activities or is prominent in the convention scene. I might de-influence some people into becoming idols. I don't know. This is just a post to talk about my experiences, as well to encourage others to speak up about theirs. What you do with this information is entirely up to you, but again, please do not do anything that will harm others in some way. I do not condone bullying. A lot of people thought I was retiring and battling mental health because of, well, haters, negative comments, that stuff. But that's not the case. It was actually my network around me. Since 2023, I operated all of my activities such as content creation and performing as a Kaigai idol. For those of you who don't know what that is, a simple explanation is that Kaigai is Japanese for overseas, so a Kaigai idol is an overseas idol, which means that there's someone who undertakes Japanese idol culture but isn't based in Japan. Since I did this, I obviously discovered my community. Now, at first I thought everything was fine. I thought everyone was lovely, polite, well-spoken and respecting, but I was proven very wrong time and again. The first community, which discontinued operation at the end of last year and was founded by one of the most prominent idol groups in Perth. We were all forced to act and behave a certain way, and if we didn't even by a little bit, they jumped down our throats, yelling at us, for example, to not cuss or behave appropriately. I mean, it'd be somewhat understandable if we were in a space dominated by young children, but we're not. We're all well and truly teenagers or adults, and it was so bizarre and off-putting that we were and still are expected to conform to this standard they set up. Plus, we're in Australia. From observation and experience, this standard has fostered an unhealthy community and expectation. They'd also attempt to dictate what and how we performed. I mean, yeah, conventions are all ages events. I get that, so I'm not going to perform like risque burlesque to Megan Thee Stallion's WAP in front of such an audience. But they precious us to make sure every dance move, every set, and every lyric fit their idea on what was a perfect idol performance, and it was very stress-inducing. I mean, I know I am damn well guilty from straying from this standard by a little bit, but that's because the idea of an all-ages performance is nowhere as near as strict as they think it is. And another thing? Sexual songs are played all the time on mainstream daylight radio, and that's not something you can control. I guarantee you, all those lyrics will just go past a child's head. They can figure it out when they're an adult, and if a child does understand those lyrics, that's their problem. One other thing I constantly see is idols younger than me get upset about being rejected by a convention or an event. And again, they jump down their throats for it. Everyone is programmed to do so, and do I feel bad? I feel really bad. I mean, they're allowed to be upset. We should be supporting and comforting them, not scolding them. Now, these standards also didn't just affect the idols themselves. For most conventions, it also affected the probability of acceptance. This isn't the case for all events. I know quite a few coordinators who are lovely. This is just a select few from the past or have previously had different coordinators. I see time and again idols who dedicate their time and passion into their craft and work, and they work hard on everything they do, and they don't get accepted to perform. And Yet idols who just do it as a hobby somehow have a higher success rate than our hard workers. I mean, I know this one convention had just shoved me and other friends to the side without consideration this year and last year. So it's entirely possible that others are doing the same because of their personal conflicts and or bias or whatever the reason may be. I, who had and still has a lower success rate, thought that if I worked hard and showed dedication into what I did, that my success rate could increase. So I produced as many songs as I could. I released my first album, Eclectic Confusion, and I sang almost every day and practiced until I felt nauseous, and applied for events and other opportunities left and right so I could build up a portfolio of performances and other things I've done. And then when I released Eclectic Confusion, I felt like people needed new stuff. So I worked every day on Planet Electronica. The idol community demanded more and pushed me to the point where I attempted suicide. And if my friend hadn't called the ambulance, I wouldn't be here making this video. Turns out, it was never about talent or hard work in this community. It was only about who fit the standard to a T and who was more popular. It doesn't matter how hard you try, you just won't be good enough, talented enough, fun enough, energetic enough, thin enough, perfect enough. You just can't win. This community says that they're friendly, welcoming, supporting, and caring, but they're the exact opposite of that. They're cruel, biased, cold, vain, and they're out for themselves. I explained to an idol that I couldn't be at a convention on the first day because I was in a hospital. They didn't give a shit. I mean, why would they? And if I'm such a great and talented idol, then why would you go behind my back and have someone else produce your song? Why are you praised and worshipped for your one small project you didn't even touch when I made every single song and every album from scratch and nobody gave a shit? Why would I be shoved to the side when I volunteer my resources and time to contribute to you or your event? Why would you say I'm not skilled enough after everything I've done for you? Why would you ask me for help and support and not even give a thank you in return? All of this feels like an insult to my skills and knowledge, as well as the years I spent building up the skill level I am at today. I'm not like ChatGPT. I don't just get an idea and spit something out. No, I work on my songs for weeks, perfecting every step of it. Despite everything I did and everything I do, I'm just shoved to the side. Worst part of it is people will still justify people's actions because they're their favorite idol. Doesn't matter what they did as long as they're on that pedestal and they're cool and popular. Look, I don't care if this is normal in the industries or the idol community or whatever. It does not make this okay. Again, I highly encourage anyone who has faced similar in an idol community, local, national, or international, to speak up about their experience. You do not have to suffer in silence, okay? So yeah, I've left the community and I'll be backing out and supporting them. Not if they're going to treat me like that. I won't be doing any idol activities next year because of all this. I've grown tired of setting myself on fire to keep others warm, and people taking credit for every contribution I made. Nobody cared about me unless it benefited them. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be in a community who doesn't appreciate me or any of my hard work or efforts. From next year onwards, I will be operating as a music artist, but not as an idol. It may affect my probability of getting accepted into performances, especially con performances. I hope people will still like me when I complete the transition to being a music artist. Thank you for watching.